Hello, welcome. Let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I share this on Facebook. So give me just a second to do that. How is everyone's day going? Let's see here. What am I looking for? I'm looking for right here. And sorry, I'm having trouble typing and talking at the same time. Join the YouTube live now. All right. Oh, we're not setting it up. Okay. Let's see here. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. I'm going to pull up my phone and see if I can see it on my phone as well, just to make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to. There's definitely struggles sometimes with technology. And you doing anything exciting today or kind of just relaxing? What are your plans? Let's see here. It looks like we are live. Okay, cool. So while I give people some time to hop on, if you are new here, even if you're not, welcome. My name is Ruth. This is Hank's Maker Mentor, and I'm here to help you learn how to make. I have 3 Cricut machines. I have a Silhouette that I am in the process of working on, but kind of stalling out a little bit. And let's see here. I am getting a error message, so let me see real quick if I can fix that. There we go. That's where I'm looking for. Audio. All right, we'll see if it works. You know what? No, we're not going to try that. All right. So, where are we at? It's been one of those kind of crazy weeks trying to get lots of things done, getting some of the stuff done that I intended to, which is always a wonderful feeling. So, working on different projects, working on tutorials. My brother gifted me an iMac that is able to run Design Space for now. I don't know how much longer, but if nothing else, I get to try out Design Space on a Mac, since I know sometimes the bugs don't affect PCs versus Macs the same. So I wanted to be able to do that, but it's also involving reacquainting myself with a Mac. I haven't used a Apple computer consistently for probably nearly a decade at this point. So there we go. All right. So, if you are here, go ahead and put things in the comments. There we go. Let's change. I definitely want to make sure I'm responding to comments. The plan today is to give people a little bit. We're going to unbox and experiment with the Cricut Cutaway cards that I ordered that got delivered yesterday. Finally, they were supposed to be here on Monday, and I was like, "Come on, I want to experiment with these." I've had people asking on how to use them with the Explore machine that you can see above me, and my Maker is kind of over there. Don't know how well you can see that one. But I want to kind of mess around with it with the Joy first, just so I make sure I'm not messing up the process from the basics before I go for a little bit more complicated. If you have any questions during this live stream, feel free to ask them. You know, if they're on topic at all, I will do my best to answer them. Cricut has done a whole bunch of announcements, new products, and there's a lot. And whether you have questions about the old stuff or the new stuff, I really am here to help you learn how to make. I love being able to answer people's questions, help them figure out what's wrong, help them figure out how to do the projects they're trying to do. And I know that sounds very, I don't even know the proper word for it, but it's true. I get so excited when I see comments and subscribers, people that I can help, people that are able to make things with their Cricut. So we are going to jump over to the workspace, and I'm going to show you, we're going to unbox it. We're going to wait a little bit before we announce the giveaway winners. If you are just catching this, I'm doing a giveaway. There are going to be 3 different winners. One is selected from Facebook. One is selected from YouTube comments that were posted between the beginning of this giveaway, which was about 2 weeks ago, and before this started. And then one is going to be selected from someone in the live comments during this giveaway. So you still have a chance to win. If you haven't entered anywhere else, you still have a chance to win. The Facebook and the YouTube comments ones on other videos, I'm not going to do more winners. I've already gotten those prepped so that we can do that drawing in a little bit. And let's go ahead and work on unboxing and give YouTube a chance to send this out. If you know people that would enjoy this, go ahead and let them know as well. So let's swap to the other camera. Make sure it's swapped properly. Oh, almost. There we go. Sometimes technology and I can get along, and other times not so much. But there we go. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look in the box and see what all I got. This is not at all sponsored. I did pay for this box out of my own money, working on being as cost effective as I can with finding the things I wanted. If you are new to Cricut and trying to figure out what supplies and stuff are advisable and whatnot, I have an entire YouTube playlist about that, broken down by product type. I also am happy to answer questions. So let's take a look. I also want to be efficient with how I spend my money. So I want to make sure that we're not just, you know, throwing money away when we can be spending it more efficiently. All right, so it had a little bit of paper to package it. It has the not amazingly well wrapped, but somewhat bubble wrapped. Let me see if I can get these open enough to show you. All right. So these are the Cricut Infusible Ink Stackable mugs. They are 10-ounce mugs. There's 4 to a package, and they can stack on top of each other. There are a lot of really cute designs in Design Space, and I love how you can do things that kind of have a flow and a theme to them. They also just take up less counter space, and at 10 ounces, it's easier for me to consider letting my kids use these instead of like the 12 or the 15-ounce mugs. So I've got these for later. Let's see. And then we have the Cricut Joy Cutaway cards. I got the, let's see, what are these ones? What are the colors called? Maybe I can find it. All right, well, I have these 2 packages. One that's got kind of like these pinks and like this teal and like this gold holographic. And then this one that has like blues and tans. And I'm super excited for both of them. The card box looks very similar to the other insert card boxes. This is my box from other ones. They're both the 4.25 by 5.5 inch cards. The number of cards is listed here. So the standard insert card for this one came with 12. The cutaway cards all come with 8 to a package. And let's open it up and kind of take a look at the backing and what all we have. If you want to see my video that kind of breaks down what the different options of Cricut cards are, I will link it in the description below. And that will break down the differences between the insert cards, the cutaway cards, and the foil transfer insert cards. My tongue trips on that one every time. I don't have any of those since I don't have the foil transfer tool for my Cricut Joy yet. It's on my future purchase list, but I have it for my Maker and my Explore Air too. So I'm like, if I really want to put foil on it, I'll do the card up through those ones. So it's got just this little clear packaging. And then it lets you know that there are 8 cards, 8 backers, and 8 envelopes. That it requires the Cricut Joy Card Mat, and it has that in multiple different languages. So the envelopes, as far as I've seen, all of the Cricut card envelopes are white. You can buy these same size envelopes in other colors. It's actually a great way to save money on the cards, is to just go buy a set of A2 cards. So these ones, the cutaway cards though, do have this adhesive backer here that is a little bit different than your basic insert card. the backer, let's see, what's it called? Yeah. The backer is similar to the other backers. It's smooth, and I don't know if all of them are going to be. I know that this holographic one from a different set has more texture. Not sure how important that is. In order to kind of keep mine where I could get them easier, I keep my inserts in this little container. My envelopes are in here. And then right now they're just sitting in here. This is what the standard insert card is like. It doesn't have this adhesive liner that the cutaway cards do. Okay. So we've got our inserts. There are a few of the different colors. So it looks like there's 3 of this kind of light blue green, 2 of the like beige. Oh, here, wait, they have names. Okay, so there's 3 of the whispering blue, 2 of the khaki, and 3 of the midnight blue. And then they've all got these backers. So we are going, and the directions on here in the English ones say adhere backer, cut and weed to reveal design, which is not very descriptive, and we're gonna kind of mess around with that. So let's jump over to design space. We're gonna get a design ready to use on these cards. All right. If you are watching right now, let me know in the comments if you can hear me and see me okay. We are going to, let's just try searching cards. See what happens if we just search card. It brings up mine. It brings up a whole bunch of images, and then Cricut projects, and then community members. Let's take a look at Cricut projects. And we're actually going to change our search term for cutaway card. I need to change it because right now I have it set to use my Cricut Maker. We're going to change that to the Cricut Joy. So, all right. And it's not bringing up those options. So let's see if I just search in cards and we search cutaway. I do not have a Cricut Access subscription. So I'm hoping to find one that I can just use that I don't have to pay for. If you're looking at the cards and you're trying to figure out if it's a cutaway card or an insert card, the fastest way to do that is to take a look at the corners. If the color that's poking out through here is poking out in the corners, whether small ones, a little bit bigger, you want to remember that those are the insert cards. And one of the major features of the cutaway cards is that you don't need those inserts. Oh, not what I'm doing right now, but I'm going to save that one for later because I am definitely a dragon fan. So I'm not finding any there that I like. I know they have some though, so I'm hoping to do that. So let's try, no, I didn't mean to click on celebrations. Let's try this. Go back. We're going to do, oh, sorry, it's lagging. So I have to slow down. I'm not actually going to do that one. All right, we're going to click on projects and we are going to change from all categories to cards. Oh, there is a cutaway cards category now. So we're going to use that one. And let's see here. What of these do I want? So right now there's this floral thanks card, love you, love, happy birthday, a butterfly, a bicycle, a champagne foiled cutaway card, and then a houseplant cutaway card. You can also design your own. I would like to see if, yeah, that one's 99 cents. See if any of these are free. Otherwise, I will probably just design my own. I don't feel like paying for one today. So we're gonna go ahead and just design one. So let's start with that. So I'm gonna click on Cutaway Card Design Setup. Right now, it automatically defaults to the 4.25 by 5.5 finished size, since that is the only size the cutaway cards are available in. You can see other projects that were inspired by the cutaway card design setup. And you can see who made them, which I think is fun that you can do that. We're going to go ahead and just customize. We'll replace whatever it thinks was on my canvas. And you can see here, let me zoom in a bit. There is this red layer, and it's similar to when you're doing a design for the mugs, where it's a hide this layer before you click make it. This is all pen. It's letting you know that this solid outside line is the dimensions of your card itself. And that dashed line, the inside of that is where you can put your design. Anything further, anything that's, okay, wait, sorry, tripping over my tongue. Anything that's in here between the dashed line and the solid line is going to not show up or just not going to work properly. So let's go ahead and do images. And just for fun, let's take a look at free this week. There are 2,222 free images this week. And there's mask ones, mug ones, all sorts of things. I'm going to just kind of scroll for a minute, see if I can find something I'm interested in. I do really like how these Ukraine ones are free this week. I think they were free last week. I'm guessing they're going to be free for the next little while, since that's a big issue right now. And sometimes we craft to avoid things, and sometimes we can make a difference in the world with our crafts. So let's take a look at let's see here. Let me know in the comments if there's a certain card that you're like, oh yeah, let's try that. Not sure. Not sure what I'm in the mood for in terms of a card. Let's see here. We are in March. I didn't know that this little face was free. That's really cool. I'm gonna check really quick, or if someone can let me know in the comments if my mouse is showing up on the screen. I thought it should be, but on my little tiny preview, I can't tell. So let me take a look real quick at that. And there we go. It is not showing up. Okay, let me see real quick if I can fix that, because that'll make things easier. So there we go. That should fix it. Let's give it a second to kind of catch up with where it is on the stream and see if it did. There we go. All right, much better. So we are going to, let's see here, March, April. We are going to do a card that where did this one? We're going to try out this diamond one. We're going to see how well it works, just for fun. So the spacing is, the width-wise, it's actually really good. I think I'm going to add some text into it. So we're going to say, we're going to make it do thank you. And we're going to change the font to something a little bit more fun. If you have Cricut Access, you can just leave it as all and look through all of these. It's really overwhelming, but you have a ton of choices. Because I don't have Cricut Access, I am going to use just my system fonts and choose one that I like. The cutaway cards mean you don't have to have a stencil style font, and because sometimes finding a nice stencil font is really hard, especially for a reasonable price. So we are going to take a look, and actually, I think I've just figured out who I'm going to make this card for. So we're going to use this font. I'm going to I'm going to align my text so that way I can have it all lined out properly. I'm going to kind of work on spacing it so that it all fits in there. And then I'm going to come up here to Advanced. I'm going to ungroup to lines so that my thank and my U are on separate lines. And just kind of mess around with the spacing for a minute. And I can move that out of the way. I'm going to try clicking, dragging to select all of them, and then do align. I'm going to center them horizontally and then click align, and we're going to try distribute vertically. But I don't like how that worked because it brought the diamond too close up to the thank you, or to the word thank. So we're going to slide it back down. There we go. And then we're going to realign and center horizontally. We're going to attach it all and then kind of just double check that I like my spacing and everything. We're going to try and get fairly close to what those dashed lines say I can do. This is the absolute first time I am physically working with the cutaway cards. So if it doesn't work out, we'll see. I've seen people have some questions about them, so I figured I would experiment with it. So this is all attached. The color doesn't matter or anything like that. we've got it fitting in the spacing that it says it can be. So then we're going to make sure we've got the pen layer selected, and we're going to click on the little eye icon here in our layers panel on the right to hide that. So then we just have the design left. So we're going to click save, go into save as, and we're going to do cutaway card, diamond, thank you. Trying to make sure I'll be able to find it again later if I choose to. And we're going to click save. And then we're going to go ahead and click make it. And this does need to be on the card mat. So I'm going to go ahead and click on card mat, click continue, and it does now go in centered automatically. So I really shouldn't have moved it. I'm going to cancel, go back in so that it puts it right back in center. Go on card mat and click continue. And you can take a look while I hover over it where that red line is of it cannot cut over there. The Cricut needs a little bit of margin. It's not designed to cut to the very edge of your material. So we're going to go ahead and click continue. I need to connect my Joy. And we're going to kind of squeeze this in here. The Joy does not have a power button. The way you get it to turn on is just by plugging it in. You have to make sure you're lining it up correctly. And you'll see it's already working on getting set up. Design Space is having me select my device. It frequently does that when it wasn't plugged in or turned on when you first tried. So we're going to click on my Joy, and it's going to search for it through Bluetooth. And it defaults to the materials that I've favorited. We're going to check in popular and see if it's here yet. It still has the insert card. I'm not seeing the cutaway card though, so we're going to go into browse all materials. And we're going to just select cutaway card and backer and click, actually I'm going to try and favorite it. We'll see if it works. And click done. We're going to try leaving it on default pressure. Not sure, like I said, I haven't done this before, but once I get my card set up and in my mat, it's going to need the fine point blade, and then I'm just going to load my mat. So I'm going to bring back up, oh, I apologize. There we go. We're going to make this as big as we can. Technology and I were not cooperating very nicely this morning, so it decided it did not want to let me set things up the way I wanted. So if you are just joining us, this is the giveaway announcement. We're also testing out the Cricut Cutaway cards live for the very first time. Make sure you are dropping comments in the chat right now. We have 4 different pin pens to choose from. There's, I think, 3 different colors here, including a mint. And one of the giveaway winners will be selected from people commenting in the live comments right now. But we're going to kind of do a little bit more of this first. And I think I'm going to use this card mat because it looks like, actually this one's got markings, but it seems stickier. I don't know. We'll decide in a second. Okay, so let's start with this. I am going to use I think it's called the Midnight Blue card. Yeah, I'm going to use the Midnight Blue card. I'm going to get out one of the backers and then just slide everything else off to the side. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball this before I take the adhesive off. Because if you line it up there at the back, and then I think if I just kind of roll it that way, that should work well. So I'm going to use a pin pen to get this covered off to start with. And we're actually going to, no, we'll just pull off the entire cover now and go from there. Like I said, I have not actually tried these before. I bought these with my own money because I wanted to test them out and primarily to answer people's questions about them. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to just try and make sure I rub it down nice and firm. Actually, to make sure, I'm going to use my Brayer. It's one of the few Cricut things that I do default to. I got it to use with my fabric mat, but I use it with all sorts of things. When I'm working with my Cricut, applying materials to mats, mostly applying materials to mats. Infusible ink is probably the most common one that I use it for. And we are going to use the card mat. So it comes with the protective cover, like all mats do. You do want to make sure you keep those. And it's got this little pocket. So I'm going to slide this in. The white is the backer that I just applied. I want that touching what's going to be sticky on the mat. So I'm going to slide the back portion in under the protective cover. So you can kind of see it mostly holds. There's no adhesive there though, so it's not designed to really hold it. So I'm going to take off my protective cover. Make sure that this is aligned at the very top and all the way over. And I'm going to press this down. And I want to make sure I get a nice firm seal. And I think we are ready to load it up. I already have my fine point blade inserted into my machine. The Joy has those automatic sensors to find it when you put it close. It's going to make sure my mat is lined up properly. And then it's going to blink, letting me know that in Design Space, it's ready for me to click go here at the bottom. So it's preparing, and it's going to start cutting. So let's take a look. We'll give it a second. All right. It is about halfway done cutting, so we'll give it a little bit of time. Okay. And the message that just came up in the live chat from me is not eligible for an entry. So right now, your odds of winning from commenting in here are really good. So I am super excited that I get to try these out. I I really do love using my Cricut machines. There's a reason I have, all three of them. Well, all three of them. It's no longer all three of them. There's a reason I have 3 Cricut machines. I like being able to help people, and there's no dumb questions. This is not all very intuitive. Hello, Gail. Let's see here. You're enjoying watching. You struggle with card making. You always overcut or undercut. Yes, the Cricut Joy Card mats do prevent from cutting too far. So they are really fun. I am going to test them, trying to attach them to the other Cricut machine mats to see if that works. Otherwise, I have a YouTube video about creating the insert style cards, which this is a cutaway card, not an insert card, on the other machines, and we'll see which method works best. So I'm going to, just to make sure that the spacing, or that the cut depth was right, because yeah, it did not cut all the way through. So I'm going to, here in Design Space, it says complete, rerun, or unload. I'm going to click rerun. There we go. And one other suggestion, Gail, since you overcut or undercut, using test cuts on the same type of material has saved me so much money. When I forget to run my test cuts, and then my settings are off, I'm so frustrated with myself because I know better, especially after Cricut updates. The cut settings that have worked fine for months and months and months might suddenly do something absolutely insane. So test cuts are super important, which I know I did not do before doing this, but I'm like, I only have, 16 of these cards total, and I figured this would be a good way to experiment with it. All right. While we are, there we go. So we're gonna try again, seeing if this is going to come out. And that looks, yeah, that is coming out really, except that came up. Okay, let's unload it. We'll try it out and we will see what we can figure out. All right, so I can see here that it definitely cut close on that backer on some of it, so I'm not sure how well some of this will work, but we're gonna try it. So you go ahead and you just pull out the sections that you want that design showing through. And there we go. When you pull it out, and it'll actually be a little easier to see on some of the other ones, the piece that I've pulled out, like this H, there's a little bit of that tacky residue there. You know what? I was curious why Cricut tells you not to just batch prep these, like to not just put all your backers on right away. I'm wondering is if they sit too long before you try and remove your design, if it has a harder time coming off. Something to think about. I might experiment with that. Actually, I probably will. Oh, this one, the N is coming up. But it stuck back down, so we'll just give it a shot. So we're gonna go ahead and keep working on that. And sometimes sometimes I can weed things really quickly depending on the project and my concentration level and what the material is. Sometimes it takes a lot longer. And since this is new, I'm trying to be a little bit more careful. So on this side of the O, it's pulling up and it's showing me the white, which means that the backer is coming up. So I just flipped to the other side to pull from the other side, because sometimes when you're weeding or doing this, that's kind of your best option, is to just change your angle, because that might make enough of a difference that you're not going to have a big problem. So okay, not sure about this one. Let's see here. It's still under there. Still have a layer of cardstock. Yep, still had a layer of the cardstock and the adhesive stuck on there. So sometimes it's trying to pull up the backer. Sometimes the cardstock just split and it's leaving behind a layer of that. So let's do the diamond now. Question is, how do I want to do the diamond? I didn't think about this all the way through. I think I'm actually going to pull out these inside bits. It's not really what this design is meant to do, but I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I like that idea better. That bigger piece was definitely harder to weed, and I'm not sure if it's all the bigger pieces or what. Well, I am learning right along with you. Some things I've experimented with enough. I'm comfortable saying why things are happening. This one, not the case. From what I've seen from other results, you don't want to do designs that are too tiny. They're just not going to turn out well. But this one seems like all the pieces are decent sized. Go. As of the last week or so, when I ordered these, there were 5 different packagings for the cutaway cards. There was this blue set, this other set I got, and then there's 3 others, depending on what style you like and what you're interested in. The cutaway cards are compatible with pens, the foil transfer tool, And then really they're designed to be used with the knife, the fine point blade at some point. Otherwise, you're not getting the design popping through. In which case, just make a regular card. Don't do an insert card or a cutaway card. So the backer that's left here is not sticky at all. All that adhesive is coming off on the parts I'm weeding away. So I'm going to just kind of keep weeding this. Okay. Okay, that is not good. There we go. So one of the struggles I'm running into is that it's not cutting, not that it's not cutting, that I'm not getting down deep enough, because you don't want to go too deep and scratch your backer, but if you don't go deep enough, then it's pulling up the separate levels. So let me try and show you on this one. So this one right here that's sticking to my finger is the one with the backing. This layer was on top of it, but they separated when I didn't get all the way under the card the first time. You do want to make sure when you're weeding that you're trying to be sensitive about scratching your backer, since that is something that could show. There we go. And okay. And, uh-oh, I think that time I went too deep. Yep, because I'm pretty sure that's my backer right there. Yep. So we'll have to see if I can fix that somehow. Probably put just a little bit of glue on it and try and get it to cooperate. So this is interesting. It's got an interesting feel to it. It's a little bit similar to working with infusible ink in that it's thicker and less mobile as you're trying to weed it. But I think it looks really cool. I'm happy with how it looks. Let me see if I can, and this one is not really staying in super well right now, but we can deal with that later. So you can see that it's got that shimmer coming through. It did leave little bits of like adhesive residue that like in strings that just come off, but somehow when it cut, we've got like these random strings there. And we'll probably try another one. We'll do one that involves a pen and maybe doing just one pass with more pressure on my blade. See if it doesn't come through quite too far, but still enough that we can weed it. So I'm going to throw away these bits. But you know what? Before we move on to my chair got stuck. Okay. Gail, you said you have the Maker. The cuts are fine, but the scoring wheel presses really hard and then the cards pull apart at the folds. Is there a setting to correct that? Gail, are you using the single scoring wheel or the double scoring wheel is kind of my first question I would ask. My second one is there might be a way to adjust just the pressure for your scoring wheel. Let me think about that. I'll probably have to mess around with it. But let me try and kind of think that one through. Another option would be the scoring stylus. It works in the Maker as well as the Explore and the Explore Air 2 machines. Let me grab it so I can show you. So this is the scoring stylus as opposed to the quick swap housing that has the scoring wheel. The stylus definitely doesn't get the same amount of pressure as the scoring wheel. There's my scoring tip. So you've got the scoring wheel and the scoring stylus. You could try the stylus. It's normally like, I want to say like $8-9. Especially if you buy it so Amazon is a good place to get them on sale. Joann's does their like 40% off Cricut accessories sale that they do fairly regularly. Most of the time, Cricut supplies you can't use coupons on, but they'll do sales on them. Michael's generally does a buy one, get one 50% off. If you just want one thing, then the 40% is a better deal. The 40% is just a better deal anyway, though, for most of the time. So let's take a break from doing the cards, and we are going to do one of our giveaways. So give me just a moment. I want to make sure that this is going to show up. Okay, yeah, where I need it to. All right, so we're going to do the comments. We're pulling one. Okay, this first giveaway is YouTube comments on the past couple of weeks of videos, and I'm going to just have it randomly pull one. And let's see here. Actually, I have to convince it to cooperate. We're going to just pull a random number generator up. All right, so the giveaway for that one is Brenda Lawrence. So Brenda, you have won a pin pen. I have mint, the blue and silver, rose gold, and another mint. You can choose which one you want. You can either leave me a comment in this video or actually send an email to ruth@hanksmakermentor.com. It's in the description, or it will be, letting me know that you won. You get to choose one of those pin pens, as well as we are going to talk about what $15 worth of materials you want to try out. Whether it's stuff you just want more of, stuff you want to try new, that's up to you. So, need to just make a quick note of this. And let's see here. Gail. Okay, that was that comment. Just double checking if I had. Okay, I did see another word. So, Gail, you have the single scoring wheel. Let me, once again, make a note because my I'm running too many things through my head to keep track of it all. Let me test it out about adjusting the pressure on the scoring wheel. I don't know how much control we have over that, but let me see what I can experiment on that for you. So let's jump back into Design Space. Let's do another card. We're going to try it with the pen this time and adjusting the pressure a little bit. So let's do that. So we've got Design Space here. We are going to go back into, no, we're going to go back onto the canvas. Since I still have the template there anyway, I'm just going to hide the thank you and the diamond for now. And we're just going to work with this one. We're going to save it as cutaway card with writing. Because I don't know what the design's going to be yet, but we'll see. So we have, let's see here. I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know what I'm in the mood for though. I've been working on all sorts of projects for other people that I'm like, maybe, I don't know. We are going to just go back into images. We're gonna try more of the free this week, just for fun. We're gonna do a bee kind one. So we're gonna insert this bee. The sizing looks good. And we are going to, we're gonna try a couple of different things. We're going to try using the text. And offset and pen. We're going to try doing a few different things. We're going to change this font though. It's not the font I want for this project. So we're going to go to System Fonts because once again, I don't want to pay for this. And we are going to, I think we're going to do this font called Common Ground. Yeah. I really like this font. I think it's super cute. Sometimes it's hard because it's chunky, so your words get really long, but I think this one, it will work really well for. So we are going to do an offset, and we're actually going to go in just a little bit, let it process. Ooh, this font might not work well enough for it. Nope, it's not going to do all of it. Ooh, wait a second. We're going to try something. We're going to try applying it, and we're going to turn the original one, not the offset, the original one, we're going to change to a pen. And we're going to change it to, let's see, let me see what color pens I have for my Joy. And that will work well with what we've got. Let's try. Let's see here. We're gonna do this on that other set of cards, which I still. Oh, it's okay. So the sets I got were the Corsage Sampler is the name of one of them, and then the other one is the Marina Sampler. So we are going, yeah, okay. So we're going to use the gold metallic marker that I have. So once I've changed the line type to pen, I'm going to click on this little outline black box here. It's going to bring me up to the sizes, and I want to go and click on marker, and I want to click on gold metallic. Most of it shouldn't matter which one you choose as long as you know, but we're going to do the correct one right now anyway. And then let me think. I think I want this flipped the other way. So we're going to also try doing contour and clicking on that to get the rest of it. No, that won't work. Let me think. Give it back. Because then when I pull it out, oh, let's see here. Strong enough video. All right. My internet has decided to disagree with me. Let's see here. Contour. All right. We're going to just do it this way on this one for now, and we'll see. So we're going to change my canvas backing color to this kind of, we'll do like a maroony color. And then we want to change my B and this to, we're going to just kind of do this one just so I can kind of see what I'm looking at. Yeah, we'll try that. We'll see what we think. The colors are not accurate, which is okay. We don't need them to be. And we're going to go ahead and save that before I forget. But this is kind of hard to work with, so we are going to change it back to our normal colors, or at least closer. There we go. So we are going to move that. We're going to get my offset and my text attached so they stay together. And then we're going to align the centers of these. So we're going to center horizontally. Make sure, and actually I'm going to make my B a little bit bigger. There we go. And it does have these little marks here to show kind of where halfways are on things. So we're going to have the B come to about halfway, and then got that, and we will center horizontally again. Then we're going to hide that layer, select all of these, and click Attach. And we'll save it one more time. Save early, save often, so you're not, yelling when it's not cooperating. We're going to tell it that we are loading it on the card mat. Click Continue. And remember, it now with the, I believe it was a January update, February update, just in the past couple of months, where the designs automatically show up in the center of the card size you have selected. If you change it, it recenters. It does it for the smallest card size that your design will fit on. So if my design was smaller, I'd also have the other size option, but I can't tell you what it is offhand. It's a 4-bar size card. I remember that much. So we're going to go ahead and click Continue, and it's going to work on finding the joy. Let me get you so you can see the workspace again. we're going to use the Cricut Cutaway card and backer setting. We're going to try it with more pressure. We'll see. We're going to slide this over for now. It lets me know to load my gold metallic pen in the clamp. So let's get everything set up since I haven't even opened this box of cards yet. So, doing that one. All right. If you're enjoying this content, or just are interested in additional Cricut content, go ahead and think about subscribing to my channel. It is free for you, but helps me out tremendously. And it lets you know when I release new content, especially if you hit the bell icon. We're going to do that as our backer, and I'm going to do this one. I don't know what it's called. Oh, this color is called Wild Aster. We're going to try it. I think it'll look cool. So, if you missed it the first time, to prep the card, I opened it up. I laid it so that the adhesive side is down on my workspace. I'm using my pin pen to pull up the backer. And then I can just throw that away. And you want to make it so that the shiny side of your backer is going to be touching the adhesive. So if you line it up in the crack first and then kind of roll it down, it should help prevent any bubbles. And I'm going to use my brayer from the back and the front to just try and make sure it's got a very good seal. And then once again, we're going to put it in the card mat. So it's got this divider. You put the very back of it under the divider. The backer and the card itself, the front of the card, are going to be on top. We're going to do that. We need to change out. We need to take out the fine point blade, and we're going to put the pen in. It's the metallic marker, 1.0 in gold. I like making sure that I put my cap on the back so I don't lose it, but I also want to test this because I haven't written with it in a bit. So let's find a scrap I can write on. All right, everything's out of reach for a second. Here we go. Okay, so my pen's good. Sometimes they dry out a little bit, so you want to make sure it's ready. So we're going to load that in and then go ahead and put that in. It's making sure it's all lined up. Which, the mat was, it just wasn't lined up on my table. We're going to go ahead and click go. And it's going to use the pen first and draw what it needs to. Because this is not a writing font, it is doing bubble letters, which is what I wanted for this one. So I am okay with that. It's letting me know that I need to set up for my next step by loading my fine point blade back in. So I'm just going to pull this out, make sure I tap it right away. Just double check. Yeah, there's a little bit on here. I don't really recommend using your fingers to do this. Use a rolled up ball of aluminum foil, something else, just, don't hurt yourself. And then click go again. Okay, while that one is cutting, I am going to, we're going to draw the name of the Facebook giveaway winner. So give me just a second to do that. The winner for that one is disappeared. The winner from Facebook is Veronica Montano. Congratulations, Veronica. Go ahead and I will send you a message on Facebook since I can do that. Or I'll tag you on Facebook. I'll tag you on Facebook. Go ahead and either respond in a message or send me an email once again at the Ruth at hanksmakermentor.com, so we can let you choose your pen as well as what materials you want. If you are watching the live, go ahead and make sure you are commenting, because right now Gail is for sure the winner, but we're going to wait until this project is done and we're wrapping up before we do that drawing. But in a drawing of one name, you got good odds. So I'm going to test it once again to see if it cut through as far as it should. And it looks like it should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and click Unload in Design Space and go ahead and get this off and weeded. You want to make sure you put your mat back on. I'm sorry, that's not the mat. You put the cover back on your mat to keep all of the debris and stuff off of it. And I'm going to kind of mess around later and see if there's a good way to take pre-done designs and make them work more optimally for the cutaway cards. Interesting. This one, we'll get back to that. We'll see what it's going to do over there. Okay. I am going to use my pin weeding tool and kind of just glide it under here to kind of loosen everything up, because that is working really, really well actually on this one, on this particular design. Won't work for all of them, but it works for some. If you are doing insert cards and you're like, I have so many little pieces I'm trying to get off the mat and some of them are sticking that you don't want to and stuff, one of my favorite tools to use for that is this cake spatula. When you're doing the cards, you can slide it under to help lift the pieces so you're not tearing it. Because if you go too fast, or if it just is coming up at the wrong angle, you're likely to cause some damage. Depending on your design and how well you can get it to release, you could possibly take the piece that you've removed from here and apply it onto something else. I don't know how well it would work, but I feel like it's at least worth a shot. I just have a whole bunch of curling, which is not the look I want it to do, so I'm not going to try that on that one. Little stray piece here. Did not want does not want to cooperate. There we go. Uh-oh. So one of its eyes came up. It is still here, so I'm going to just pull it back out of this, ideally touching the adhesive as little as possible, and just stick it back down because it still has the adhesive. But that set, and get these last couple done. So almost there. The rest of that cut fine. This particular section right here did not want to cut all the way. There we go. Pulling it from the other angle is helping, so that's nice. So there is our second finished card. This one using the pen and the cutaway card. This first one was just the cutaway card with no pen or foil involved. And I honestly mean the sentiment on both of these to everyone watching this. Thank you. Please be yourself, be you. You don't have to fit the same mold as everyone else. We're not designed to all be little carbon copies of each other. So let's take one more look in our comments, see if there's anything I have missed. And all right, oh, there we go. All right, so for those of you that are watching this later, thank you. Thank you for those of you that caught this in the live. Gail, since you are still the only one that's made comments in the comments of this one, you are the final winner for the giveaway. Like before, send me an email, ruth@hanksmakermentor.com, to let me know about pin pens and what other materials we want to plan on sending out to you. I appreciate you guys so much. I could not do this without you. I love being able to help and answer questions, and I really want you to feel like you can ask me questions. Sometimes things that other people find intuitive, we don't always find intuitive. And if I answer and my answer doesn't make sense to how your brain interprets things, let me know and I will try to figure out another way to explain it. We learn differently. We have the chance to make a difference in the world. So please, please try and make a positive impact in the world. I know you guys make a positive impact on me, and feel free to leave comments and questions in the comments of this video after the live. I really do my very best to make sure I go and I find any comments that people leave on my videos and respond to them. A lot of times that's with a follow-up question to make sure I understand what you're trying to ask. But I do try to make sure I get you the answers you need. And I'm enjoying getting to know you. So feel free to share a little bit about yourself. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye.